Have you ever wondered why the rich seem to get richer while the poor and middle class often stay stuck in the same place financially? It's not just about luck, inheritance, or high-paying jobs. The truth is, it comes down to something much deeper: the way people think about money and how they choose to use it. One of the clearest explanations of this comes from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad. In his book, he breaks down the world of money into two simple categories: assets and liabilities. And once you understand the difference between these two, you'll realize why some people build wealth while others struggle financially their whole lives. So, what exactly are assets and liabilities? An asset is anything you own that puts money into your pocket. In other words, it's something that either earns you income or increases in value over time. Assets make you money whether you're actively working or not. They're the things that help build your wealth. Examples of assets include things like rental properties that pay you monthly rent, stocks that pay dividends, businesses that generate profit, or digital products like ebooks or online courses that continue to sell after you create them. Even something as simple as a savings account with interest or an investment in a profitable side hustle can be considered an asset, as long as it's putting money into your pocket. On the other hand, a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. These are the expenses and financial commitments that drain your income. Many people mistakenly believe that as long as they own something, it's automatically an asset, but that's not true. The difference lies in whether it generates income or creates expenses. For example, your personal car might look like an asset, but in reality, it's a liability. Why? Because you're spending money on fuel, insurance, repairs, and depreciation. It doesn't pay you, it costs you. The same goes for credit card debts, expensive gadgets, designer clothes, monthly subscriptions you barely use, and unnecessary loans. These are all liabilities because they take money out of your pocket without giving anything back. Now, let's put this in a real-world example. Imagine two people, one rich and one poor. The poor person gets paid from their job, and with that money, they immediately pay for rent, groceries, a car loan, credit card bills, and entertainment. By the end of the month, there's nothing left. The poor person spends money on liabilities, things that keep costing them month after month. Now, the rich person, when they get paid, uses a part of that income to buy assets. Maybe they invest in a rental property, put money into the stock market, or create a side business. These assets then start generating income. Over time, the rich person uses the income from those assets to pay for their lifestyle, not just their salary. That's how they escape the paycheck-to-paycheck trap and start building wealth. It's not about how much you earn, it's about what you do with the money you have. There are people earning six-figure salaries who are broke because they spend it all on liabilities. And there are people earning modest incomes who are slowly building wealth because they focus on acquiring assets. That's the real secret. Now, here's something even more important to understand: your financial future depends on your ability to manage these two categories. If you spend your life accumulating liabilities, you'll always be stuck in a cycle of working for money. But if you start acquiring assets, even small ones, your money will eventually start working for you. Let me give you a few simple examples you can start thinking about right now. An asset could be a small online business you run in your free time. It could be a camera you use to offer photography services or content creation. It could be stocks you invest in gradually, even if you start with $10. It could be renting out a spare room in your home, or creating a YouTube channel that earns ad revenue. Liabilities, on the other hand, are often things we buy to impress others or satisfy temporary desires. That expensive phone upgrade you didn't need. That designer bag you bought on credit. That high-interest loan you took for a car that loses value every year. Those multiple streaming subscriptions you barely watch. Every financial decision you make either moves you closer to wealth or keeps you trapped in financial struggle. Now, here's your personal challenge, and I want you to actually do this because it could open your eyes in a big way. Take a piece of paper or open your phone notes right now, and write down every single expense you have in a month. Include everything: rent, groceries, car payments, credit card bills, loans, subscriptions, clothes, entertainment, snacks, everything. Then, write down your total monthly income. Now, compare those two numbers. Is your income more than your expenses? Or are your expenses higher than what you earn? If your expenses are eating up your entire income, or worse, if you're going into debt each month, it's time to make a change. This is where Robert Kiyosaki's concept becomes real for you. Start cutting down unnecessary liabilities and look for small ways to start acquiring assets. It doesn't have to be huge at first. It could be an online side hustle, a digital product, investing a little money into a dividend-paying stock, or even selling old things you no longer need and using that cash to create something profitable. I promise you, if I could make this shift in my own life, you can too. And if you don't know how to start, don't worry, that's why I created this channel. I'll help you navigate your way, figure things out, and build your own path to financial freedom. So do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and like this video. Drop a comment below once you've done your expenses challenge and tell me what surprised you. Let's build this journey together, one smart money move at a time. Because your future depends on what you do today.